Hello guys and welcome back. This is Mr. Siege, and yes, we did get the leadership we expected. I mean, we haven't got the siege yet, but you know, it's a good start. At least we know it's the leadership cycle, which means there's a good chance of getting siege as well. We'll just have to see what's going to happen over the next week or so. I believe we're going to get an announcement of other commanders, but in this video we're going to have a look at obviously Philip II's skills, the new leadership commander, and we're going to discuss what else we might get in the future, because things have sort of changed in my opinion. So stick around and enjoy the video. So yeah, this is Philip II, and to be honest, I'm actually really happy that this has been announced. Obviously, I would have liked the siege commanders to have been announced today. If there are going to be siege commanders again, I don't know for 100% certain. So he's going to be actually useful with a siege march. Again, we talked about this before, where Caesar can be great potentially. Obviously, I have actually used him on the field now, and he did actually do a good job. Now, there's other commanders in Rise of Kingdoms that you can use, and I've shown you that in a previous video, so go and check it out. Card will be in the end screen. But yeah, let's take a look at his skills then. Obviously, the active skill is pointless. We can't use this on an engineering march. Active skills don't work, even for leadership commanders. But you know, to be honest, it's a good skill, but it's not broken, and there's no huge amounts of damage. There's no direct damage factors. It's just buffing damage. You know, you're dealing 20% more damage. Obviously, multiplied by 2 for for this commander's troop. This commander on his own. But obviously this isn't going to trigger for siege, so we're going to sort of skip this one. Now, for his second skill, Sarissa. While this commander's troop is on the map, obviously a siege march will be on the map. Then we've got these stat increases. Now, the first one, cavalry units gain 35% attack, infantry gain 35% defense, and archers gain 35% health. No siege, unfortunately. I don't know why siege have been missed out off here. That would have been absolutely amazing, because so this skill is going to be basically doing nothing, except they will get 20% march speed, which, as we know, is always a bonus for a siege march. The more march speed for free, the better. So moving on to this second skill. If this commander's troop contains at least 2 different types of units, so you know, like we just said about that, infantry, archer, cavalry, and siege, that's included in this one. Clarifications there. It gains 15% march speed and takes 15% less damage. Okay, so that's quite quick and tanky. But if their troop contains only 1 unit type, it deals 30% more damage. And honestly, I think 30% is absolutely massive. So imagine Cordoba being a primary commander and this commander being secondary. Everything that Cordoba does is boosted by 30%. So that 2400 active skill is boosted by 30%. I know at range that's halved, but 1200 add 30% is an extra 360 damage factor on top of his active skill. So 1560 active skill damage factor to 3 units is actually quite nice. Now, not only that, but there's also a chance of repeating that, and we're going to look at the expertise in a minute. So yeah, 30% damage I just think is massive, and that's on your normal attacks too. So you know, like your basic attacks, the white numbers, that's all increased by 30%. So that's 30% counter attack, 30% attack, 30% normal damage. That's all increased by 30% damage. Really nice. Remember, Julius Caesar's museum buff is 20%, and I thought that was fantastic. So this is 50% better than that. So Conqueror of, how am I going to pronounce that? Chironia. Conqueror of Chironia. We'll go with that. Whenever this commander's troop launches a basic attack, okay, already terrible for siege, not going to work for ranged. That is, it has a 10% chance to deal direct damage factor to 3 nearby enemy troops. Okay. Yeah, target reduces the damage to each troop by 15%, and they reduce their rage by 100. Okay, so it also has a rage reduction, which is fantastic. That's really handy on the field. plus obviously it's doing to 3 nearby enemy troops. Yeah, that's a great skill, but unfortunately that isn't going to work for our ranged march. Now this is the expertise skill, and I actually think this is amazing. So the problem with having a non-engineering commander as a secondary is that the active skill for the non-engineering commander won't work. But let's read this active skill. Whenever this commander uses their active skill, they have a 40% chance to use their active skill a second time. Well, obviously that's not going to happen for this commander, but it doesn't matter, that's just buffing anyway. It would have been nice, don't get me wrong, but whenever the other commander in the troop, so let's imagine Cordoba here, uses their active skill, they have a 20% chance to use their active skill a second time. Obviously that can trigger only once every 7 seconds, which isn't too bad to be honest. So 1 in 5 chance of re-triggering the active skill is pretty good, to be honest with you. So that's like, we're basically looking at a fifth of an engineering active skill extra. So it's not an engineering commander, but you're getting some value there. And I do like the fact that it's 20%. It's a lot better than the 10% it could have been, which would have been kind of disappointing. Obviously 30% or more would have been even better, as you know, but beggars can't be choosers. So all in all, I think this could be a great commander. And if they don't announce engineering as well this time round, this commander release, then so be it. You know, it's not the end of the world. I will probably max this commander, max this leadership commander, which you may think is a bit odd, but to be honest, I can definitely use it on the field. So the next question is, how will we get hold of this new leadership commander? And it's likely to be the Wheel of Fortune. This makes me question whether my theory of obviously having another ranged march in the game could be true, because you wouldn't have a ranged commander available on MGE, but could we be seeing a new meta? And I'm talking about a rally and garrison meta for Siege. So because we think the wheel commander is going to be leadership now, the MGE is likely to be a siege commander, but we know that MGEs are usually rally and garrison. So could Lilith be introducing a new siege or rally meta? Okay, and it's got to be meta because Lilith are the only way people are going to invest in it is for it to be amazing, and it would be an absolutely massive play by Lilith, because imagine all those whales that know that this siege rally or garrison is going to be absolutely broken. They're going to have to invest, and the only way to get hold of engineering equipment is from events, and that means buying more bundles, using more gems. Obviously we've got Hunt for History today, in my kingdom at least. I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but unfortunately siege equipment's only available Hunt for History and, you know, other events like Hunt for History, the egg event, you know, stuff like that. That's the only way you can get hold of legendary siege equipment. You know, you can't even get hold of it in Lucerne Scrolls, and you can't get hold of it in equipment chests. So, you know, if this does happen, that's an absolutely huge play by Lilith, and they're going to make some dollar. But I don't know if people are going to be like too happy about it. And again, Lucerne Scrolls, they never add any siege equipment into there, and you know, I'm starting to understand why. They made it hard for people to get hold of siege equipment. People haven't really invested yet, and that's maybe because they're thinking about bringing out a new rally or garrison. Now, wouldn't that be amazing? Amazing for people like me who have invested in siege equipment and are pretty much ready to go. Like, you know, I could rally a garrison if needed. I could boost one equipment set a bit more. My armaments are good, but those that have fallen behind and haven't invested in siege equipment yet could have a huge surprise on their hands. And yeah, they're not going to like it at all. They're going to be moaning and groaning. But let's hope Lilith could, you know, stand by their guns and support siege as another troop type in this instance. I believe in you, Lilith. Okay, Mr. Siege has belief in Lilith. We can do this together. So, well, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. What are your thoughts next? Like, I've been waiting all day just to maybe hear some news of next Siege Commanders, but I guess it's just going to be a split release. You know, maybe we're not going to get Siege. Maybe it's just a dream for me. That's more than likely, to be honest. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. This is Mr. Siege, and bye bye.